Right. Afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Can I ask you to invite you to stand as we begin? Thank you so much. Now, coming now to do our moderating for today will be none other than Rotarian Danny, who will navigate us through. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests, to those who are here in person and visiting on Zoom. The meeting is now, it's been paused to order. We will have our Rotary grace. God grant us the wisdom, the will, and the way to emulate service of us, so that we may, in our thoughts, give the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now for the loyal toast. By the glasses, King Charles, Bahamas.
King Charles, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you. Coming now to bring us our welcome will be our Sergeant of Arms, Rotarian.
Thank you, Rotarian Danny. What a pleasure it is to have so many people join us in person and in Zoom land. I trust and hope that you are having a splendiferous day today. Yesterday wasn't too well, eh? Got a little showers of blessing. You needed that. But wow, what a magnificent day it is. And if you're in person, you're missing this beautiful bougainvillea right outside my view. Outside the door, shining and shining and blazing, and it's all its regalia right here down at the York Club. But it's such a joy and it's a humble opportunity for me to just welcome each and every one of you here. I trust that you all are having a wonderful day thus far. Do we have any visiting Rotarians on the call? And at RCN, we'd like to have our fellow Rotarians just chime in and say hi to us. Be so good as we welcome you today. Any visiting Rotarians we have on the call? The President would say aye.
I don't know who CK is.
You know.
Oh, is that no? I don't.
Okay, so you don't know. Okay, good. Moving on. Do we have any guests? Any guests of our Rotarians? On the call, do you have any guests? Just open up your mic and say who you are the guest or who invited you to the Rotary meeting. We'll appreciate that so much. So we can give credit to that Rotarian.
Yeah, CK. I don't know. I'm not sure who CK is. I'm not sure.
Okay, we have a CK.
Did your mic open?
It is.
Good.
Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
I see Nurse Italika Gordon. I didn't invite her, but I know she's a part of has always been a part of our Rotary Vision Expo. She's a part of the Bahamas Ophthalmic Nurses Association. So I don't know if Chantel, did you invite her?
Yes. Sure.
Take credit for that.
Italia, I think she's saying something.
Go ahead, Italia.
Yes, good day, everyone. I was invited by President Chantel.
Madam Press, sneak that in. Welcome, nurse. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining. Just I hope you have a beautiful day.
Jamie Taylor.
Jamie Taylor.
Shelby.
Oh, she said yes, Shelby. Okay, Jimmy, you want to just say hi? You understand that you've joined 2 times before.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Jamie. Good afternoon. Trust and hope that you're having a wonderful and good. Anyone else? We have there?
Jamie Strong.
We have another Jamie. Jamie Strong. Today is Jamie Day. Jamie.
Hi, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Yes, Jamie Strawn. I am a guest. However, I'm in capacity of supporting your guest speaker, Drexel Gomez from the Providence Ecology Park. We have a few employees also logged on supporting our good team member Drexel Gomez today.
Oh, wow, wow, welcome, 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 welcome. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, the number of men, and the bishop, I gotta call him bishop, but that's what he had. He's named after his grandfather, Drexel Gomez. A prominent name here in the country. And so we're looking forward to have him present today, and we're quite sure that he'll do a wonderful, wonderful job. He has an excellent portfolio to fulfill, and at his young age, I'm quite sure it's going to be exciting, his route to success. Good. Do we have anyone else? Okay. You have no one else, Madam President? And Rotarian Kino?
Joshua, Janet,
We have
CK.
Joshua, Janet, CK. Okay, so maybe they're all, yes, of course, they may be supporting Brother Gomez. Yes, and he says possibly they are supporting him.
Okay.
So anyway, we want to just welcome all of you. Welcome all of you in Zoom land. You're not here in person, but nonetheless, we appreciate your support and appreciate you supporting our Brother Gomez as he makes his presentation today to us. As you know, Rotary Club of Nassau is a hybrid club. So we meet in person and we meet on Zoom. All right, so we give our members the opportunity to do either. All right, if you meet in person, there's always a good time for us to network. And of course, we have a beautiful lunch that's always been prepared here for us. So we take this time to, and Madam President, I must say, Rotarian Kino, myself, Owen, and I forget the other lady, Victoria. We sure had a good time on Saturday. On Saturday, that was a beautiful time, and I had to take this opportunity to say, wow, what an opportunity to witness Rotary at its finest. We were there with other Rotary clubs throughout the Bahamas, and it was amazing to see the amount of work that they do and the tremendous fire that's burning in the Rotary arsenal here in the Bahamas. But
President on the floor, just like say they are your future presidents, yeah?
All right.
All of that.
all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What say you?
PBC, is saying that one of them, the presidents, but everything. But it was good on Saturday to just mingle and network with other Rotarians throughout the country. We had better than 50, 60 people here in attendance and a very good presentation. We didn't wrap up from the 8:30 that morning. We didn't wrap up until around 2 or shortly after. It was well attended and it was good, dynamic. And we also had Kiwanis with collaboration. So I wanted to tell the PP Stephen was a little bit ahead of them because he had the collaboration thing with the Kiwanis Club.
That's right.
Some years ago, right? And that was good.
Thank you for the representation.
Yeah, man, good. You ahead of it. Good. Be ahead. Good, beautiful, excellent. So RCN was represented, and we are just so thankful for that opportunity. So now I'll turn it back over to Rotarian Danny, who will deploy the navigators through the course of this afternoon.
Thank you, Sergeant of Arms Rotarian. All right, we'll now call our President Shonda. With remarks and announcement.
Get your money ready.
You might forgive me, you could be nervous because you know you're MC, but gee, with against president. Yes, so thank you all so much for coming out today. Wayne already preempted. I wanted to say, you know, thanks for those who showed up at the presentation. I did get a copy of one of the presentations. I guess it was on membership. I got it yesterday, so I will share that with all the members of the club. I think you had mentioned to me that you thought it was a good presentation because it did have some good points, especially talking about avoiding burnout. You know, so I will make sure to share that with all the members of the club probably later on today. I don't know, like, they just sent it to me yesterday. But we are also celebrating Water Month, this month, Water and Sanitation. So I do have a video that, we got from Rotary International, that we to share at the moment. I was hoping that Sheila was gonna be here to give us some highlights from, social. Trying to see if anybody did actually do the, what is it, the Irish jig, is that what it's called? Yeah. But I guess we'll get an update from her at our next meeting, but let me go ahead and. Give me a presentation.
Hand Wash as an initiative does something that's never been done before in Haiti and possibly elsewhere in the world, creating a solution at local commune level which engages and enrolls everyone from the local mayor to the Kazakhs, to the people on the ground, the community as a whole, to create a solution to a problem which has been almost endless for Haiti and other places in the world. And if we can find those solutions here by enrolling those communities, by bringing not just the technology, but the management systems and the people on board, then not only can we do that in one commune in Haiti, but we can scale that to the whole of Haiti in time and possibly beyond. The vision for Hand Wash is quite simply to bring clean water, safe water to everyone in Haiti.
I really first began being involved with Haiti in water and sanitation after the first earthquake of 2010, when I saw the Rotarians who's lost their own homes, but were serving others, and realized that Haiti needed a large-scale program, not just small projects of here and there, but looking at it as an entire program, and a development program.
Let me tell you, when Rotarians, we do projects, not only in our local areas, local communities, but around the world, in that case, in hand washing Haiti, you become peace ambassadors, you become peace builders, and you become facilitators. Sometimes I call them angels for people that you will never meet. That people that will never meet you or even know who you are, and you change their lives positively for these people.
We want to bring water and sanitation to every citizen in Haiti. To do that, we're first making sure that we've mapped the entire country so we know what the needs are of every citizen. And every commune or community is a little different, so everyone has different needs. We're looking for Rotarians, Rotary clubs, districts around the world to become champions of any one of those communes so that we know that you can help us with advocacy, with donors, but also with global grants and your own district funds.
Rotary doesn't do things alone. We're going to succeed in this absolutely massive challenge within Haiti. Our partners are going to be not only a key part, but almost the most important part. What Rotary does is bring those together, act as the glue between them, support them, and we're good at that. And this is the program and the model that we're going to be using as we develop hand wash in Haiti as well.
Thank you, President Chantal, for the hand wash video presentation. We will now call on our secretary for the secretary updates, Rotarian Valia.
I'm looking for. I don't see it.
Coming out with memberships update will be Rotarian Kino.
Well. Well, good day, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. So much to share what's happening with membership. A couple of things I just want to mention. Wayne already mentioned it on Saturday. The inter-club assembly was, I agree with Wayne, it was an amazing experience over at UB. And to have all the clubs in one place talking about what's going on in Rotary. We also had members of the government who was there. They were talking about the program of utilizing the internet
and registering things like getting your passport and everything, getting that sorted out. It was just a great experience. There were two things that I really got out of that really jumped out to me. And one of them was how RCN was one of the clubs that actually pushed the collaboration with Kiwanis. We have been doing this, this not something that we just started, we've been doing it for years. And the latest thing that we did was in December, was with a collaboration with Kiwanis. And that was actually highlighted at the Interclub Assembly. Kiwanis was there. Over the Hill, I think Over the Hill was there. And what was the other club? You remember when? They were the other club. But one of the things that they said is that was one of the best collaboration efforts when it comes down to NGOs such as ourselves. And another thing that they said is that one of the suggestions was that clubs like Rotary International, Kiwanis, and other clubs in the Bahamas should form an alliance to do things together. That came out of the club. The second thing that really stood out to me was that session burnout. The doctor who was there, she did a tremendous job of making sure that persons like ourselves, who are extremely busy, who wear several hats, do not get burnout mentally, spiritually, or physically. We must have a proper balanced life. And what better way to do that than to be able to volunteer your time in the community rather than work. And I say to those who are online, those who are here, let's continue to make an impact in our community because that's what Rotary is all about. Another thing I wanted to mention very, very quickly was that I want to say a special hello to my buddy Lana. I've been trying to, but Lana, if you're out there in the cyber world, just to let you know that your buddy appreciates you and loves you. So my question to you in the room right now, yes, I'm right, see you over there. When was the last time you checked on your buddy? Huh? Joan, when was the last time your buddy checked on you? Larry, when was the last time as you get that little cup of soup? When was the last time your buddy checked on you? Leo, your buddy? Who's your buddy?
I contacted my buddy last Friday.
There you go. When was the last time? Shelby, who was your buddy, Shelby? Your buddy, that is one of the things that number 50. That is something that we have that a lot of clubs don't have. The ability to be able to intermingle intergenerationally and make sure that we keep everything going. President Darren, how you doing? Good. Incoming president, sorry, president.
I was just getting
Is that your buddy?
no,
That ain't your buddy?
I was like,
We're getting ready for you to take the chair in the next couple of months to get ready. Sam is normally here. Larry, that's your brother. That's your good friend, Sam. He's normally here on Tuesday. You can find that Sam and join us, Sam. On this special table. So Sam is celebrating his anniversary today, 20 years in Rotary. Give him a round of applause. 20 years.
that's the second time around, even if you before.
He was here before, this is the second time around, back in.
So what do you think his total number is?
Wow.
Probably closer to 30 something.
Oh, wow.
Because he was working for Roe by the time he joined the first time.
First time.
And he went away to the seminary.
And he came back as a priest.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Came back in this new life as a priest. Very good. And of course, you would have seen all the decorations. I don't know where Jeffrey is. Jeffrey, you should have come today. We have all the decorations set up in the room. There's a happy I don't know if your birthday is 70, but we have a happy 70th birthday in the room just for you. Jeffrey, just to let you know, we want to say happy birthday to you. We have a birthday song.
Yes.
Let's get a birthday song together.
We didn't have a meeting for Raquel's birthday.
So Raquel, we are putting you in this also. And I'm gonna save the best for last. On Friday, you can even get that ready. Go ahead, play it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
I have saved the best for last on the Friday evening at the St. Patrick's Day fellowship that we had. I left some instructions for a Rotarian to do a dance. He was supposed to, my good friend Stephen Dean, we all were thinking so I'm gonna invite Stephen. I'm gonna invite Wade. I'm gonna invite Maxie. Come on, let's go to the front and we gotta do, come on, get that song so we can do that. The Irish dance, the one that Sheila, where is Sheila? Where is Sheila, but I need her?
Very good question.
Sheila's on, Sheila, you want? Sheila's online, I left instructions for that dance to take place. You're looking for it, Maxine?
No.
I left instructions for that dance. Come on, wait, you know what? Yeah. Good done. Get it done. Did I get it, tell me? I get it, tell me. Oh, there it is. This is what we do at Rotary Municipal Life. There it is. If you haven't watched the video, ladies and gentlemen, watch the video. Stephen is starring. He has a nice bob. I don't know if he got the bob from, but it was a nice bob that he did. But I really want to say Rotary is not only about community, but it's also about having fun. Enjoy it. So that's the last thing that we say in Rotary. We also here to have fun, and I say if you enjoy your meal, let's continue to build a stronger community together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Terry, for the membership update. Our guest speaker today is Drexel Gomez. Drexel Gomez is a sustainable waste management professional who is also very enthusiastic about the sustainability of our terrestrial and marine environment. After pursuing his bachelor's of business management at the University of the Bahamas, Drexel propelled himself into the sustainable system internship at the Cape Trout Island School due to his constant experience with commercial food waste. Growing from intern to waste management tech, Drexel's achievements include co-designing and managing sustainable system at both the Cape Trout Island School main campus and the D3 Middle School campus. This responsibility is also included strategically implementing an integrated solid waste management culture that featured various waste categories, diversion of waste materials, value capturing, recycling, upcycling, composting, periodic waste audits, co-leading the Reef Equals Food program, establishing and managing campus beehives. Outside of that, he enjoys reading, fishing, free diving, and is a beekeeper and scuba diver. As Rotary International celebrates Water and Sanitation Month, please join me in welcoming Mr. Gomez to discuss the sustainable sanitation services at the Providence Ecology Park.
Everybody can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, and you can also hear me as well.
It's fine because the actual presentation
Oh,
will
okay,
shake up the screen. So.
okay,
That's fine.
all right.
Sure, Donnie mentioned I am a sustainable waste management professional. I got about a lot of my experience and my training in Eleuthera at the Cape Eleuthera Island School. Enjoyed a lot of education and awareness aspect of it as well too, because we all know agriculture, our primary objective is to the start of our race, and it's more to a mindset of out of sight, out of mind. And that's detrimental to our surrounding environment, both in the greenhouse gas issue and also to global issues as well. And so more and more countries are adopting the United Nations 17 sustainable and waste management of water, sustainable waste management plays into several of those stories. So the Project Park has made itself the sustainable waste organization in terms of pushing a more sustainable approach to how we deal with waste, processing it, keeping themselves aware of the surrounding environment, and providing more sustainable solutions towards our waste. So NPP, the Province of Georgia Park, we started our operation in 2019. We won the bid for the once upon a time city dump. We love it. Versus not about that anymore. Personally, that's not because our team must work very hard to pay from that label. So our landfill, well, our operation included compacting a lot of the open dump, as you see here in the before picture, and consolidating that is about over 80 acres of openly dumped waste. And we had to compact that in the structured landfill cells to ensure that there weren't any environmental issues further, and of course there were the issues of fires as well too. And we had to also take a hold of that as well, because of course we all know for many years fires affected the surrounding neighborhoods and the surrounding. So that was a key feature in what we did. We currently employ 65 acres. The entire acreage is 300 plus acres, and I'm it's a water life as well, so it's mine. Okay. All right, you good. Okay, great. You're the team.
Yeah.
All right, great. So like I was saying, we're open 363 days a year. We're closed Christmas and New Year's. So landfilling is actually one of the most common forms of waste disposal and processing. It's a globally recognized operation. And what landfilling really is I'm taking the daily waste disposal of a municipality, which in this case would be Nassau, Marston, and Providence, and you compact that waste over the series of that day. And at the end of the day, we actually cover that waste with various geofilters and with final covers. So therefore, at the end of the day, the waste isn't there exposed to the surrounding environment, and vectors are controlled as well. And also, of course, any kind of greenhouse gases that would potentially going to go into the atmosphere when it was an open dump site, that's also covered as well. So, of course, like I mentioned, the past one issue we had of the previous dump site were fires, and then no sustainable control of the operations. It's more so you come there, you dump, you leave, once again, out of sight, out of mind. There are also no monitoring and collection of leachate, landfill gases. Leachate is just the end result of when water comes into contact with that buried waste and it settles in the ground. So that's also something that most landfills globally take control of and divert from the landfill itself.
And some actually use that as a runoff system. And there are also landfill gases as well too. So in our feature, we actually have leachate pipes and landfill gas pipes. For the landfill gas pipes, we actually divert that from the landfill itself. And most landfills globally, they actually use that as a renewable energy source. We're not there yet, but that is something that would actually be, really great in terms of renewable energy. The benefits of our landfill, of course, like I said, cease residential and social exposures to open fires. We mitigate and capture greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Once again, going back to the gas collection pipes, we would actually like to renew gas conversion to renewable energy. Like I said, that's a future project, and that's very much a feature of global landfills, and also environmental protection and monitoring of water, gas, and land. One of our main features is really ensuring that none of our surrounding environments are contaminated with any aspect of our operation. So we have various current operations. Our residential drop-off is one of the most key aspects of our operation. That a lot of civilian and residents come and dispose of their household waste, their yard waste, what we call green waste, construction waste to a certain extent, metals, a lot of appliances as well go there too. And we have a setup where we have various roll-off bins that are labeled and categorized for persons to come there and properly dispose of their waste. And therefore nothing is left in the open environment, nothing is left on the ground, everything is contained, and our crew do an excellent job of taking care of that on a daily basis. So that's open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our hazmat facility that collects and categorizes a lot of chemicals as well as e-waste, batteries as well too. Our team also does a great job with maintaining that, ensures that they have STS labels, which will tell you what kind of chemical is associated with those materials, and ensure that it isn't mixed and properly stored, because sometimes the chemicals do mix, there's a reaction that we don't want. Tire shredding. We have a lot of tires in this country, a lot of tires. I'm pretty sure, if not some of us, all of us have experienced changing our car tires at least too much times in a short period of time. That's right here. But tires definitely find their way to our landfill site, and we actually shred those and use the shredded tires as a geofilter liner in our daily operations. Municipal solid waste trash waste, that's where a lot of the what we call the haulers, or locally called the dump trucks, would go and dispose of the collected waste for that period. And like I said, we compact that in the landfill operation. I cover that at the end of the day. Composting, for some of those who may not know, composting is just a process where you take organic waste, some nitrogen based and some carbon based. It's actually on a ratio of 3 to 1, carbon to nitrogen. And you let that sit, mix it with some water for moisture, and aerate as well in terms of turning it. And at the end of the day, you're in a 60 to sometimes 90-day period, depending on the volume, you're composting the air. And compost is actually some material that we use as a front cover as well in our landfill operation. We do aim to sell that in the near future because it is very beneficial, gardening, and also very good additive to soil. Glass recycling. So we collect a lot of glass bottles as well too. And the glass bottles we do with that, we actually crush that on site, and that is actually used as a fire break in the landfill gas collection system. So that prevents any fires from happening in the cells as time goes on. Construction debris. Construction is a constant waste stream that comes to our landfill, and so our aim is to actually repurpose that into roads to allow our haulers and other vehicles to travel along the site and get to the trash space from the trash space as we continue our operation. So since assuming management of this operation, we have transformed what was an open, uncontrolled, unsafe environment into a clean operation that continuously aims to improve our local solid waste management practices and more so our overall culture. We have controlled site access, 24 hours security is there all the time. we reuse and recycle some of our waste, like I said, tires and the organic materials for composting. We have a remediation of leaking toxins and health hazard chemicals, protecting our terrestrial and marine environments from the effects of mismanaged waste. Like I said, that's a very important thing that we do aim to do, because we all know how important how detrimental our marine and terrestrial environments are affected by mismanaged waste, over dumping. Sometimes you have oil leaks inside the ocean. Some stuff we can't control. Obviously, that's a global issue. But what we can't control there, and then we do make sure that we keep our surrounding environments, both terrestrial and marine, in mind. Site fires, we're down to fires are almost, actual fires are non-existent on the site. In the beginning, of course, that was a feature that we had to tackle over time, but now we've been able to know fires on the site. And because, like I said, we promote a sustainable development culture for our small island development states, because this is really at the fulcrum of how the Bahamas can grow and be sustainable in the short and long term. So this was a study done by the World Bank. It's called Water Waste 2.0, where they categorize a lot of the regional waste generation. It's some very scary figures in terms of global waste numbers. By 2050, as you see here, the world is expected to increase the number to 7% waste generated, which would be 3.4 billion tons. And even though the Caribbean and Latin America, as you see here, which is 231 million tons, we don't generate a lot compared to other countries or regions. We should still take into consideration the effects of our choices as relates to waste management or what we generate. Low income countries normally have an issue of mismatched waste, and that is an ongoing initiative for a lot of countries to try and get a hold of. Waste management initially is an unexpected for a lot of countries, and therefore it is difficult for a lot of low income countries to tackle it, but more so it's realistic, because RCN is doing the best that we can do to ensure that everyone benefits from a sustainable waste management organization. So, talking about a sustainable future, we try to encourage all persons to understand that a lot of waste materials, such as aluminum, glass, and plastics, actually have a lot of value. You can upcycle them, recycle them, whatever the situation may be. Aluminum and glass are actually infinitely recycled, which means that they lose no value in the recycling process. They can be recycled and re-recycled over a period of time. A lot of aluminum in the world today actually has been initially manufactured for like in the early late 19th century. Plastics, there's 3 grades of plastics that are globally recycled and globally recognized. That's plastic 1, 2, and 5. The rest, which are plastics 3, 4, 6, and 7. It all depends on the situation in terms of how they're recycled, but they also have a high level of toxins in them. So these 3 are the preferred plastic resin grades to be recycled. Glass, once again, we do recycle glass on the premises, and that's very, very beneficial to our operation. So we encourage all persons to come there and dispose of their glass, and that's also been used as well too. But do not put any light bulbs in the glass category, because light bulbs are actually hazardous, and it's actually considered e-waste, or to a certain extent hazardous waste, depending on what the process would be. But we actually, in our hazardous waste facility, we actually crush bulbs and contain them, where the freon from the bulbs don't get in the surrounding area to affecting our staff. So our guys do a great job of dealing with that, containing that. Composting, as I mentioned, is a very, very straightforward process. We do encourage all persons to please bring your yard or your organic or relative waste to our site. Our guys do a great job of compacting that, containing that, composting that, and at the end of the day, that's what compost looks like. It's a very good soil additive in terms of growing a garden, or even on a more commercial scale for those companies that have an interest in applying it. And we do have some waste diversion and recycling companies. The Providence Community Center and Council Kids do a great job in collecting recyclables and diverting it from the main waste stream, because once again, those materials, plastic, glass, aluminum, they're very useful in terms of reusing them, recycling them, and pulling away from the main waste stream. And the reason why waste diversion is so important is because the landfill is very finite. There's only so much space we can landfill waste, and therefore, if we pull a lot of viable materials from the main waste stream, we can be able to save that space for a longer period of time. Thank you very much. Any questions online as well?
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Excellent presentation. I had a question with regards, I guess, policy change.
Great.
I know that you have the source separation on site.
Yeah.
But what is the policy, I guess, geared towards ensuring that it is being done in the homes? So at a residential level.
So that's a very good question, by the way. If you guys didn't hear, she asked about policy change as it relates to residentials in terms of source separation. Hopefully the government is working on a policy, also a system where residences and commercial entities do get involved in source separation, because that would really play a lot into diverting waste from the landfill. As far as I know, there isn't any standing document right now, but as the government works in more sustainable future, I hope that will be in place. But at MPP, we are creating a system to encourage that for both commercial and residential entities.
Sorry, apart to that, I guess, would there be any type of study or something that you can show that this would be more beneficial to actually push towards or fight for the policy change?
Most definitely, most definitely. There actually is some current literature out there for the Caribbean per se. And if you've done some research for the Caribbean, we don't have that much information like that as a region as relates to various disciplines. But I must say there's a recent study with Jamaica, Bahamas, Barbados, I think St. Kitts as well too, that included that. So there's a lot of some literature out there, if not a lot, and we can definitely use that to ensure that the system that we create is going to be very beneficial and of course very environmentally helpful for everyone. Any further questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just a quick question. What happens to the family island in their waste? Is there a subsidiary of your company to the other islands, or do they bring their waste there? I don't know if that's a last question.
No. It's a very smart and very needed question. Like as Rotary and Danny mentioned, I spent about two or 3 years on Eleuthera, and in Eleuthera, as well as other family islands, there is no landfilling operation. And of course, the family islands are very extensive, so you can imagine how much open dumping grounds there are. So therefore, we do intend to expand our operations to the family islands eventually. It's just only a process amount of time. I'm putting certain factors in place. Nonetheless, so it is very well needed, because we think Nassau creates a lot of waste. Just think about the family islands. Even though the population is definitely less, I can tell you right now, it's a lot of waste being generated there. But at the same time, it's also a great opportunity to change that whole system around and ensure that we are very responsible and accountable for the waste that we generate, properly controlling it as well.
Chris. One quick. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sandra.
Sorry, Sandra.
Go ahead, Sandra. Go ahead.
I think my question was stolen.
I was recycled. Use the right word, it was recycled.
Yeah.
Question with recycle.
So you have like very impressive initiatives that renewable energy, but that's a third. Composting, selling the compost, right?
Yes.
And then misuse, mismanaging compost. So now, so far you have to release it, and then the family and any other initiatives. I create one, but that was so much. That's just a quick question. So I don't go there, but you have any more exciting initiatives?
So for those who didn't hear, did everybody have a question? And of course, we have views online as well too. Sandra, right? Yes, Sandra asked, Rotarian Sandra asked about any future initiatives that we have in the pipeline. Basically, we are intending to like I mentioned earlier, created a system for residential and commercial entities to divert their recyclables from the waste stream, and also an education an education initiative as well too. Because education plays a big part in changing this whole culture around. We can't act if we don't know. Simple to say. So therefore, we definitely intend to bring more awareness and education to this industry per se, to ensure that everybody.
Your private entity or
Wait, yeah, but actually we're a private company, but of course we work in tandem with the government. So. Yeah.
All right. All right, one quick statement. You
Go ahead.
mentioned NPCC, which is doing the Cans for Kids, which is a great initiative. Our church actually, with our Awana program, our kids program, we do a Cans for Kids. So we have been doing that for several years, and it's been going very, very good.
Very good, yeah.
And we encourage other churches to get involved, get their children involved.
Yes.
So it's ministry, get them involved with doing that. It's a great way to even monetize it.
Yes, yes.
And build their ministries. That's the first thing. My next question is this. You talked about the life cycle of the landfill.
Yes.
We've had that landfill forever.
Yes.
My concern is, you all have taken it over, I think, for 3-4 years now, 5 years,
Yes.
4 years. What's the life cycle of this landfill? And are you looking beyond that? Because obviously when you get to the point, that's it. Are you looking to probably go and get one of the keys, islands or whatever it is to start that? Because there's no way we could have another land dump site. Well, sorry, a recycle, what would you call it? Ecology park in
Yes.
Nassau.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes.
Because how many acres? 80 acres, you said?
Over 300 acres.
300 acres.
80 acres, yeah.
Right, so that's my first question. The next question is with reference to the derelict vehicles. That's a major issue. During COVID, the government stopped the shipment of those vehicles outside, and we saw them piling up.
Yes.
And that has become a major issue. Is that something that you all are dealing with, or is that someone else who's dealing with that? Because it then goes into the oil that is leaking into our water. And of course, we talk about hand wash. That could be a major issue if we don't control that. And of course, my last question is this. How do we deal with, obviously, whenever you have derelict stuff, you breed mosquitoes, diseases.
What's that?
I didn't hear you say anything about the diseases that could come as a result of trash not being done and not properly disposed of. So those three.
All great questions. And I'm going to say them as they go across our online viewers and across the meeting members as well, so I do address them. As you asked, the first one was the
life cycle.
The life cycle of the landfill. So very good question. What you're asking about the life cycle of the landfill. Generally speaking, landfills normally last between 25 to 30 years. Our landfill now was an open dump site for a very long time. So that time frame started with us taking it over because the waste wasn't buried, it's just dumped. It's dumped and it's burned. So therefore, the life cycle of the landfill started when we took over the operation. And like I said, that normally lasts between 25 to 30 years. Now afterwards, like you said, Nassau has a limited space, almost no space. And hence why we're pushing persons to really incorporate waste separation into their daily routine. Now, when the landfill does cut off, I'm not sure what the plan is afterwards in terms of if we're going to go to any keys or if there's other space. That's a plan in progress right now. However, for the time being, like I said, we do encourage persons to incorporate waste separation. I'm not saying that there isn't a plan in place, but that plan is just more so discussed at a level between executives and the government per se. Of course, it incorporates the current government or more so the Ministry of Environment plans as well. And the next question.
The next question is about the derelict vehicle.
Derelict vehicles. Thank you. The derelict vehicles. Now, I know on the premises there are other companies that don't of course belong to us that deal with a lot of derelict vehicles. So we don't actually process them or take them in. that's actually not featured in our operation, but I've seen a lot of scrap companies that deal with them and question them off for resale, etc.
The reason why I'm asking it, because the last major fire that you guys had was really connected to those derelict vehicles.
Yeah.
So it wasn't your,
No.
it was a derelict vehicle and the scrap metal.
And exactly why we don't actually take them onto our site and also do any kind of operation with them because they are very much dangerous.
Right.
And so, and the last one?
With reference to diseases, right.
Yeah, so when the dump site was a dump site, there are a lot of persons living there, and I don't have any data or any information per se, but I'm pretty sure any kind of diseases they would have picked up would have been relative to that. But there's speculation that mismanaged waste can affect cancer or can lead to it to a certain extent, because when waste is mismanaged, it does get into the water table, and of course we benefit from our local and also our national water tables. And so therefore, hence why I say, we in our operation, we aim to actually keep all that contained to ensure that that doesn't happen from our end, and to make sure that there isn't any kind of environmental factor where there's gas or land or air pollution really, or even water pollution, because our water table, as you know, is very low. We try to ensure that there isn't that result based on our operation. But mismanaged waste does have a connection towards diseases.
So before you ask another question.
That's fine, that's fine.
We got one last question because, we do have to, but if you can stay on and our parking lot is free. But
No
it's not
problem.
really a question, more of a comment. I have actually been working with Jenny, McKinney there.
Yeah.
We are looking at the household battery recycling. So we're looking at actually getting the glass jars to put the batteries in and actually launch that as a joint project between Woodfield of Nassau and the College Park.
Yeah.
So Stephen, you'll be hearing from me very shortly, since you're the hub services. We're looking to launch it on Earth Day, which is April 22nd.
Right.
So she and I have been in communication to do that. So we are doing our part as well to help with recycling and initiative. Put together just the household batteries, though the car batteries. She said they're not quite ready for that yet. But
Yeah.
this would be household ones for now.
Trust me, that step is actually it's not even a small step. It's actually a very big step. And on behalf of all the professionals and enthusiasts out there, we appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem. All right. So I go to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have some more questions in the parking. All right. Thank you. Hold that for you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson Gomez, on the presentation. It's very it was an eye opener for me, because seeing the photos, I remember how the whole site with the garbage just being spread everywhere, and you guys have done an awesome job of turning things around. And on behalf of the Rotary Club of Nassau, we just like to say thank you for your presentation, and seeing like the Providence Ecology Park for the work you guys are doing in terms of managing our waste, to protect our environment. We will now call on Rotarian Wayne for the raffle and fines.
No raffle, but of course we got our fines. But before I do, I just really want to echo what Lieutenant Darren said. We all can remember vividly those fires. We had them for years, and those who live out in the west near that area, I get boy, those other subdivisions in that area. Wow, they suffered tremendously for many years. Many years. And I think these guys here don't get enough credit for what they have done. They have solved lots of problems. They have solved problems that almost toppled governments. I tell you that, they solved the problem, boy. Almost. Yeah, they solved the problem. I tell you that, man. Of course, people's property start to devalue. And so forth. People were moving out, Jubilee Gardens and those places in those areas. I can remember those years working in that area. Thank you so much. Just quickly, because we're going to finish up in the parking lot with the questions. Those of you have burning questions, we have one or two. Those who do not have their pins on, whether on Zoom or in person. Show of hands, please. Rotarian and Kino, could you please look at the cyberspace and do we have in that space? Who's raising their hands?
Electing as we.
We have the incoming president-elect, Darren, you put up your hand.
The flying.
That's a double fine. That's a double fine. Even come.
Collect the money.
Darren got to pay double.
President-elect.
President-elect, yeah. It's paid on.
Sandra, what pen that is you got on?
She got over 3 bids.
Anyone? Okay. If you online and don't have your pen, please. You're welcome.
Hey, don't forget Rashawn over there. She's waiting patiently to give you.
Okay, Rashawn is waiting patiently to give you a fine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we wrap up quickly. And then we want to go to the parking lot. We collect some fines. Those of you online, remember, we need those fines to come in. So please, we're going to say the 4-way test. You cannot say this 4-way test if you did not put your hands up indicating that you don't have your pen on at this moment. Okay, let us stand, ladies and gentlemen. As we recite our 4-way test of the things we say, we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And finally, will it be fun? Yes, you bet. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me. Raise your glasses with me, and whatever else you're drinking. Yeah, I see plenty glasses going over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to do this one for Rotary all around the world. So Rotary around the world. Madam President.
All right, thank you so much. That was a great presentation. You can have a seat, thank you. And as I said, we will be doing some work so that we can have a launch for April 22nd. I know you normally like to take a photo, but we want to get the questions in as well. So I don't know how you want to do this, but in the meantime, thank you all so much. We will end the meeting, but stay on because we will have the parking lot so we can get some questions in. Okay, so you had your first question?
Yes, Gomez, my question is, you mentioned it briefly, but we had a number of vagrants, vagabonds, and the likes on that park, garbage dump site. There's this scavenge, all kinds of stuff. Do we still have that problem?
No, we do not. That's completely gone. We are so the organization is so stringent with that. We actually do not even allow employees to do any form of scrapping. That's actually not policy. So that is not, it's definitely not allowed. We have, like I said, we have security at every point of entry and even at every what we call traffic points. So we definitely ensure that the whole premises is secure and that's again scrapping there.
Well, I want to commend you. I want to commend you on that and your team on that. It just goes to show you wherever there's a problem, there is a solution. Let's be honest with you, the Bahamas was grappling with that problem for well over 50 years. Here's the company coming in a matter of 4 years, be able to solve that problem. No fire, no scavengers on that property. Wow, it's unbelievable, sir. Very good. Any questions? Any questions?
Yeah, go ahead, my lady. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Let's go.
I guess the question / comment, to piggyback on Rotarian Kino's question. I know that I think it's some time back, I saw a documentary where I think it was Australia, that they were either shipping or receiving waste material and compensating the country. Is that something that can possibly happen considering that there is an actual time or limit on the landfill? That's one. And then two, he also mentioned vectors like rodents, mosquitoes. Do you have any of that issue or any of those issues currently? Because I'm pretty sure that would have been an issue previously.
So as it relates to Australia and second Africa things, that is a possibility in terms of will that happen or when it will happen. I'm not sure as yet, but I'm pretty sure our team also our second definitely working on ways to help people engage and also have more buy-in towards our operation and second, especially because you the people are actually our biggest stakeholders. Without you. Without resident citizens, no waste management system is effective. So your buy-in, your interest, your involvement definitely goes a long way. So I definitely believe that our team is making sure that they do their best interest to get you guys involved in it in terms of recycling. The second question, rodents and vectors. No, there isn't any rodent and vector issues. Of course, the Ministry of Environmental they always do their sprays, so that's a constant thing along the island, but in terms of that issue, no.
Excellent. And just to add. And just for educational purposes for me, what is the gas that you produce out of this? What is it used for? And who in the future would you sell it to?
Should be natural gas.
Whatever happened, I want that seat.
It's a very good question. I also wanted to have in the phone as well too, on a daily basis. This is a very good question though. So currently we are not storing the gas. We're just putting the pipes in place, and we have it closed off because it's not. We don't want it to, of course, go inside the atmosphere. But in the long term, I think our company aims to use it as a source of renewable energy for the site. In terms of selling it, I'm not sure what that would look like entirely, but I know for sure that will be a point of renewable energy in the very much long term. But of course, this is a lot of technicalities go into this, so that will take time in development. And I think when he asks in terms of literature or research, that also goes into this as well too. But that's definitely a very good source for renewable energy in terms of cutting the cost for our operations, ensuring that we always have power going.
That is the element of the work that the private civil was overseeing the talk. We always talk about climate change.
Right.
So it's to know what you come back with.
Trust me.
Everything we wanted. Everything we wanted. Just very simple. Our economy is based on tourism.
Right.
A large amount of our garbage is now coming from that sector.
Yes.
We have major anchor projects, and now we have probably the largest cruise port in the Caribbean. We had 30,000 people was here one day. What's happening with all of that trash that's coming from the cruise ships and these anchor projects? Can we handle all of that that's coming in? Because when the Royal Caribbean let me not call a name. One ship was dumping trash out to sea. How are we handling that?
Okay, so as relates to the cruise ship and their waste, seeing that there are waste collection points in downtown, in terms of the cruise ship and how they dispose of their waste, of course, we cannot control that. We can only encourage them and get their buy-in to our operation. But I would hope those cruise ship operators do dispose of their waste properly when they do come in our store in terms of, I don't know, one of the waste haulers like Bahamas Waste or one of the other companies and other ways come to our operation. But I really cannot speak on what they do and how to do things. Now, I know we do aim to at least capture 90% of the entire municipal waste stream. So hopefully that will come into play in due time, but nonetheless, so I really cannot speak to what the cruise ship do because that's not our jurisdiction. It is a sad thing that some are responsible for dumping in the sea and polluting our our marine ecosystems, but that's obviously not in our jurisdiction, and we hope that as time goes on, they can buy into what we're doing. And maybe there may be some agreements in the long term, especially our cruise port is expanding to get a hold of that, because that is something that should be considered.
Thank you.
Any other question?
What's the fee? What's the fee for residential dumping?
Pardon?
What's the fee?
Okay. So there isn't any current fee right now. I know that the government has an environmental levy tax that we actually see in some of our utility bills, probably water, sewer, so, but that actually goes towards the whole operation.
So I have a comment slide. I have a comment slide to talk to, but if my children name my children after me, I want them to do great things. I used to see must be really proud. But I'm
Thank you.
Yeah, so.
Any other comments? All right, okay, it's time to lose the audience. Thank you all so much for staying on.
We take a picture, Madam President.
We can take a picture with who's left. We want to make sure we get those tracks. So we just want to take a photo after we have. Thank you. All right, to those online, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.